Hello, everybody. Welcome back to this week's Most Elite podcast. You can't tell, but I've been having a doozy of a time behind the scenes trying to get all the settings working perfectly. I just want to get all the sound right. I want everything to sound okay. So if you're listening to it at low volume, you can hear me. If you're listening to it at high volume, you can hear me without that persistent beeping or that ultra high frequency sound that we normally can't hear, but microphones can hear and they pick it up. Anyway, I'm doing Blasphemous today. It's a metroidvania, so I'm sort of continuing the trend of metroidvanias because, I like those. I like those a lot. And while I'm waiting for DLC for Control, which is a true great third-person metroidvania, it really leaves me excited for Star Wars because I really want Star Wars to be as good or better than Control. I know Control had performance issues. I think they worked some of them out. Not sure if they worked them all out, especially on console, especially the older generation PS4. It just was a nightmare to play. I have a PS4 Pro, so I only experienced some of them, but I did experience a lot of frame drop, like a lot. Not so much after certain patches, but again, aside from the performance issues, it was an amazing game. So today I'm talking about another Metroidvania. I'm talking about Blasphemous. And I didn't know about this Metroidvania. I saw a commercial for it on YouTube while watching the playlist for some movie stuff that I was looking into. And it looked really fun. So I read the reviews and things like that. And reviewers they tend to get games a hard way to go sometimes. I don't think of myself as a reviewer, although sometimes I do review games on this channel. But I don't think I'm like a reviewer. I think I'm more of a armchair reviewer, if you will. So today I'm going to armchair review Blasphemous, which is slowly growing to be one of my favorite ones. I just got it yesterday. I got it off the PlayStation Store, and yeah. Oh, another thing, I did Risk of Rain a while back, and I recorded it and the video just didn't go through. So I'm recording this the same way because my Elgato was being like, I don't know. So basically, I'm going to talk about it. I'm looking at the video and I hope that you'll be able to see the video when this is all said and done. But just in case you can't, I'll explain things as if you can't see the video. So anyway, in Blasphemous, you play as a quiet protagonist named the Penitent One. What your penance is? Silence. In the world of Blasphemous, something happened to the world called the Miracle. And this miracle twisted and morphed all living things all at once, all over the world. And the world character says it's the representation of their tragedy, their sadness, their anger, their sin. There are physical representations of this. Now, how the miracle affected people, from the looks of things, was random. Either you became your physical manifestation of sin, or you became what was known as a blessing. I haven't met a blessing yet in the game. I've met a lot of sin. As you can see, this is a dark, gritty, unforgiving world. And if you can't see it, then those three words, just imagine the most dark, gritty, and unforgiving world you can think. And you're not even halfway there. This world is brutal. There is a certain sadness in the air, even into the music. The music is very melancholic. Like the music plays, it's piano tunes and the shifts. It creates a sense of melancholy. Melancholy is the word. It create the atmosphere is very sad. I think it's enhanced by the fact that you can't talk. I was just talking about this with my good friends over at Most Elite Gaming yesterday. And we were talking about how that we're tired of games where you can't talk. And we use the reference Monster Hunter. We've been playing a lot of Monster Hunter. I did a whole hour video with Nishi way back in January about how much I hate Monster Hunter. Go watch it. I'm not going to go into detail here, but I don't like Monster Hunter. And one of the reasons is my character can't talk. And I know that seems like a nitpicky thing, but if you go watch the video, you'll understand the other reasons I don't like Monster Hunter. Same thing for Destiny. With the recent expansion, they sort of let our Guardian talk once more. But prior to that, our guardian was just a mouthpiece for the story to be played through. He's the audience surrogate, I'll say. The ghost is the main character because the guardian doesn't say anything, and then that sucks. But it works in this game because it was given an explicit reason as to why you don't talk. The miracle happened, and people are changed to fit whatever that blessing or not blessing is. And in your case, the not blessing is silence. So you don't speak. And that's cool. The game is fully voice acted. All the NPCs you encounter have voices and animations and motivations and even side quests. Which I think is fucking demonetized. But I think it's pretty amazing that the NPCs they give you goals. Much like in I did what was that metroidvania I did? Excuse me for yawning. It's midday. But the metroidvania I did was Koji Igarashi did it. I cannot for the life of me remember it, but I did that metroidvania. And Miriam, the woman, the main character, she speaks the whole game, but she had to story wise, so it fit well. And in that game, there's tons of side quests. All the NPCs give you something to do. So this game is just like that. Look, when you encounter NPCs, they'll have something. They'll ask of you something like, "Bring me these herbs," or bring me. I encountered a living tree dude or something. He's like, "Bring me sap that used to grow in these trees so it can hurt me." I guess his penance is he doesn't feel pain because he's stuck on a frozen mountain. And he's like, "I want to feel that pain," So this entire world is like twisted and like strange, and it's certainly it's a doozy. I mean, I haven't unlocked many of the powers. Some of the reviews I read for this before doing this video to get myself sort of caught up is people don't like that the combat is based off memorization, and I'm like, that's pretty much every Souls game, and this is a similar experience. It's kind of like a Souls game when you healing at bonfires respawns all the enemies, and it restores your flask. You have actual flask that you drink out of, like Estus flask. The one thing that this does differently from Dark Souls is its relationship to death. So you're suffering your penance due to the miracle, and every time you die, you're guilty of shirking that responsibility. So when you die in this game, you acquire guilt. You don't lose all your money, your souls, or anything like that, like in the other games. But what you do is you make it harder to collect magic and harder to collect money because you are guilty of shirking your responsibility, which is to suffer while living. So that's what happens when you die. Exemplars, excommunications, or whatever that says. It's you've been removed from the good graces of the miracle whenever you die. So that its relationship to death is much better, I think, than the Souls games. It takes a lot of the pressure off of your shoulders of dying, because dying in those games, it drives a lot of people to quit, and I think that sucks because those games have a lot to offer if you can just get past that stuff. Oh god, demonetized again. What is wrong with me? But those games have a lot to offer if you can get past that. If you can get past the system designed to punish you for dying. And that's a big system, I know. And it's pretty much most of the game. But with this game did away with that, and I think that was a smart move. I think it was the right choice, and I think more games should adopt that, where death is negative but not punishing. Because even if you don't go collect your mark of guilt, where you die, instead of leaving your soul, you leave a mark of guilt. Even if you don't collect that, like even if you don't go back and get it, you still can collect money, you still can collect magic, albeit much harder. And sometimes when you die, you just want to be like, all right, whatever, and you just ignore it and don't go back for it. And that I think they put that into calculation. Like I died prior to this video in a place where I don't think I'm going to go back to, because I don't care. It's very Castlevania in its jumps. Some of the jumps will screw you over for sure. You'll jump right into the arms of an enemy, and they'll knock you off a cliff and you'll fall into spikes, and then you're dead. And it's like, and on your way back, that could happen again before you pick up the guilt, and the guilt's overwritten. You know, that's how these games work. The Souls games, at least. The reason I'm even talking about this one is because it's not a Souls game. It has Souls games influences, but it is a traditional metroidvania. You can't access certain areas without power-ups that you find in the world. Bosses drop power-ups. There's secrets aplenty. If you don't see it, there's a menu. The regular start menu, you can collect these things for your sword. Your sword handle can get augments. Your special moves can get augments. Everything about the character can be changed. There's the relics that you can find that can be blessed, that change the world around you, to change your perception of the world. I found something called a dirty cloth, and every item has lore. The cloth was apparently used to help sinners confess. Like maybe there was some sort of sweat box or something that these church as people would subject them to, and they would use the cloth to wipe the sweat until they decided, all right, they've had enough and they want to confess. But it was worthless. Like, the lore of it was worthless. So I took it to this guy who can bless items. He blessed it, and now it's like the holy shroud of something something. It changes your perception of the world. You can see secrets. And I'm like, see, look at that. I mean, the lore even on the item changes. That's a good way to handle collectibles. So, all in all, I'm having a great time with this game. I want to play it once I'm done recording, because I just want to get to know its world. Its world, it's mean. It's sad. Something happened. The miracle. They don't really have to explain what the miracle is. It just, the ends are, the world is twisted, and you, some silent protagonist, is on a road of penance. Why you're suffering this penance, perhaps the game will never answer that. I don't think it really has to. This is just your penance. And I'm excited to see where it goes. It has giant bosses like in Dark Souls. Each have a pattern that if you learn, you can beat them. You obtain magic with your sword. Your sword is called the Mea Culpa. It has powers. You can augment those powers. You can do whatever you want. You get 2 flasks in the beginning, but finding more, it's a metroidvania, so finding more will allow you to heal more while out in the field. It's just a stellar experience so far. I mean, the reviews I read made it seem like it's boring or this. I mean, it's not boring. It's a metroidvania. It rewards exploration and curiosity. If you just want to blaze through it, it probably would be boring. And I know those reviewers have to play the game on a deadline, and that's stressful. So, yeah, maybe just doing one thing is boring. But if you take the time to enjoy the world that was made for you, I think that Blasphemous has a lot to offer. Firstly, I like the name. I like the design of the main character. I like that in the name you immediately attribute it to religion. But this game, although it's steeped in religious iconography, there's been no mention of a religion that these people follow. In the lore, there's mentions of like saints and stuff in their history, but we have saints in our history that aren't technically religious. You know what I mean? So I think that's really cool. It strikes up imagery, just the title of the game, and that's what a good title should do. It's like a headline for an article. It should make you want to know more. Like, what is it? Starship Troopers. Would you like to know more? Hell yes, I would like to know more. And I really hope this game delivers. So if I'm doing an early review for this, as I have not beat it yet, my verdict is go and buy it. It's $23 on the PlayStation Store. I think $23 on Steam. Just go and get it. I mean, it's a great Metroidvania experience for those of us who love Metroidvanias. And there's a lot I didn't touch on in this video. And the only reason I'm in this video right now is because I have to record another one. I have to start the process of recording the super long video. And I'm actually going to do a lot of editing for that one. Because I really do want to get my point across about my next topic, which is developers deciding what's best for players through hot fixes and patches. That's the design theme of my next video. There's a lot in that, because yes, there's positive reinforcement, negative reinforcement in games to keep you engaged and keep you playing, but there's a good way and a bad way to do that, and I'm going to discuss that in my next video. But Blasphemous, though, please go and pick it up. It's an enjoyable experience. You won't be worse for wear if you play it, and it's going to kill you a lot, and sometimes you gotta lose. How will we ever know what it feels like to win if we don't lose? And I think that's the design principle behind all the Souls games, honestly. This is not a Souls game, though. So it's a Metroidvania. Anyway, thanks, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to share it, all that junk. Or not. Just watch it and enjoy it. Anyway, see you next week.